Page 2. So this is water in centimeters, the depth of the water in a can after 8 a.m. So this is the depth after 2 hours is 0.4 centimeters, and 2 hours after 8 a.m. this is at 2 hours after 8 is 10 a.m. This is the depth 8 hours after 8 a.m. So 8 plus 4 is noon, plus 4 is 4 p.m. And the depth is 1.4 centimeters, etc. This is the depth in centimeters at 12 hours after 8 a.m., which is 8 p.m. This is the change in the depth between 8 hours after and 10 hours. 8 after hours is 4 p.m. to 2 more hours, 6 p.m. There was plus 3.3 centimeters more water in the can between those times. And this was between 3 hours after 8 a.m., which is 11 a.m., to 12 hours after, which is 8 p.m., it gained 1.2 centimeters of water. This is how much was there at 10. Well, some people just average these, but it tells us that it gains from 8 to 10, 0.3, and at 8 it was 1.4, 1.4 at 8, and gained 0.3, so it's 1.7 centimeters at 10 hours after 8 a.m., which is 6 p.m. It's the depth of water in can at 6 p.m. This is explaining the significance to the problem. This is the units, and this is the value. B. How much did it increase? Remember, the integral gets the area, which tells you how much the antiderivative changes, and the antiderivative is f. That's what it says here. Derivative of f is this, so the antiderivative of f is that, capital F. So this tells us how much the depth changes. And we want to know from 8 to 12. Oh, well, that went up 0.9. 0.9 centimeters deeper water, or more water depth in can, so it increased by 0.9 from 8 hours after, which is 4 p.m., to 12 hours after, which is 8 p.m. From 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., the water in the can increased by 0.9 centimeters. This is how much water after 3 hours after 8 a.m., so at 11 a.m. And so we got to find it after 3. Well, the only one that talks about 3 is here. And it says between 3 hours after and 12 hours after gained 1.2. At 12 it was 2.3. It was 2.3. It gained 1.2 to get to 2.3, so we have to subtract the 1.2 from the 2.3, and we get 1.1 centimeters deep. That's the water in the can at 11 a.m. And now, finally, how much did it increase from 2 to 10 hours after 8? So this is the increase. So from 2 till 10 it was at 1.7, at 2 it was 0.4, so it increased by 1.3 centimeters over, now we do this part, the increase was 1.3, and this is 10 hours minus 2 hours over 8 hours. So this is a rate, and the units are centimeters per hour. 1.3 divided by 8, I believe, comes out to be 0.1625 centimeters per hour increase on average. That's important to put in there. It's not happening all the time. It might happen more or less, but on average over that 8 hours, it increased on average this much per hour on average between 2 hours after, which would be 10 a.m., and 10 hours after, which is 6 p.m. All right. Number 4 says it's an odd function, which means if it does something on this side, if it's positive, then it's negative over here. If it's positive over here, it's negative over here. So between 1 and 4, we had an area of negative 5. Now, there might have been some positive, but the total is negative 5. Well, that means that over here, between negative 4 and negative 1, reflect over here, this has to be positive 5 total. Again, there might be some positive and negative, but the total is 5. And if between 0 and 4, negative 4 and 0, negative 4 to 0, that's going in the right direction, this has to total negative 2. Well, if we already have plus 5 and we have to get up to negative, or down to negative 2, we're going to have to add negative 7. 5 plus negative 7 is negative 2. Well, if it's negative 7 here, there must be plus 7 here. So now we have a picture of what's this doing. Because it's odd, it's changing signs but symmetric. It's symmetric with the origin. And we can look at what is it from, how much did it change between 0 and 1? And 0 and 1, it's 7. From minus 1 to 1, it's minus 7 plus 7, total of 0. And from 1 to minus 4, ooh, that's backwards. 1 to minus 4. It should say minus 4 to 1, and then it would be 5 minus 7 plus 7. But this goes backwards, so these distances are all opposite of what they should be. So it changes the sign of the answer, and it becomes minus 7 plus 7 minus 5, which is minus 5.